Hello, everyone. Tracy here, your resident business rebel, and you're listening to Digital Business Your Way podcast, the show that lets true stories and insider secrets of online entrepreneur life unfold. Our business world is growing, and as an online business coach and digital product creator, I believe you didn't become an entrepreneur to grin and bear your way through business. So I'll be your guide as we drop in on coaching calls, have intimate sit-downs with online personalities you love, and discuss ideas, opportunities, and strategies circulating our online world. So pop in your earbuds, tap follow, and join me as I demystify this thing called business. Hello, everyone. Tracy here, your resident business rebel, and welcome back to Digital Business Your Way. Today, we're going to tackle something that comes up for almost every entrepreneur, at least at some point, if not on the regular. Overthinking what makes your business, your work, your offers, your pricing, your sales approach, your anything special. Yeah? Because I hear this on coaching calls all the time. I don't know how to stand out. I don't think what I do is that unique. I'm just another coach. I'm just another course creator. I'm just another service provider doing what everyone else is doing. How am I going to be this different whenever I make this? Oh, did you see this person make that? Oh, did you see what they said about this or that? And if that sounds familiar, I'm actually going to call BS on it today. You're likely not seeing what makes you different because you're too close to it. And the kicker, the way to finally see it might not be what you expect. So why does this happen? Why do we struggle to pinpoint what makes us unique, even when we're doing great work? And one big reason is that we're inside our own businesses every day. We normalize what we do because it's just how we think and operate. And we don't even realize that what we do is different because we don't see anybody else, right? We don't have somebody in the office next door to us. We don't have somebody to compare things to on a regular basis. We just do things how we're doing them. And so we don't realize how different, how unique, how whatever it is. Yeah. But here's the hard truth. When you're overthinking what makes your business special, you're actually avoiding making a clear decision about what you stand for. It's a distraction. That uncertainty is actually keeping you stuck in a loop, okay? Because the more you wait for something flashy to prove your value, the more you are losing trust in what's already working. You're chasing after something and losing sight of what already is, right? Because you might have a process that's completely game-changing to somebody else, but because it's obvious to you, it doesn't feel special. And as you're running after the invisible, the elusive, the shiny thing that you see off in the distance that you think is there, that you think is the answer, you're actually losing sight of what already is. And that's a distraction, right? Instead of digging deep into what is and into what you stand for and realizing that what you're already doing, how that connects to your values, how that connects to your you, okay? What's another reason? Well, we're often waiting for that something flashy to validate our work. We're looking at the industry leaders, the viral posts, the big name brands, and we think that's what standing out looks like. And if we're not doing that, we assume we're just another business in the crowd. That's that comparison stuff, yeah? When the only thing we need to compare ourselves to is who we were yesterday, right? Who we were an hour ago, who we were in inaction versus action, yeah? And if you're ready, I'm going to give you a true confession shocker. Because in honesty, in truth, in all the things, I go through this all the time. Gasp. Oh, shock. What? Yes, really, right? Is this something that I talk to my coach about? Surprise. What we often coach other people on pretty effortlessly, right? We can easily just like spout off answers and help somebody through it. These are often the areas that we need the most help with too. Well, it's like, oh, it's time for a self-coaching day, isn't it? But seriously, there's never any shame in that. You know, that's why we have these hard conversations. That's why we dig deep into the patterns that we notice, into the things that are going on, right? Because that's actually just an illustration of that issue I was just talking about being too close to it, that we don't even know that it's happening until it's pointed out to us. Yeah. If you're into human design, something that I had been told by the HD experts in my life is that I have an undefined G center. And that means that my sense of self is more fluid, right? I'm more open to how others see me than I am to my own knowing of who I am. And I found that when I try to define my own brilliance, like in a vacuum, well, I struggle to see it. And I tend to make, offhand comments or self-deprecating jokes and like make little nuances and little laughs, right? Because that is that unnatural state, right? So there's kind of that piece at play here whenever you're trying to see this uniqueness, this specialtiness of one's self versus one's business. Yeah. And whenever you're in entrepreneurship, you know that those things are so tied together that it's hard to see the ending, the beginning, the entanglement of it all, right? So we sit here and we start with, what makes my offer unique? What makes my business unique? And you end up talking about characteristics of yourself. And you're like, wait, hang on. I'm supposed to be talking about this one thing, not this other thing. And it's like, wait, hang on. What's going on here, right? Because we're so intertwined with these two pieces, especially whenever we are the face of our business. Yeah. So having these kinds of things where it's not a natural state for us to see who we are whenever you didn't have a lot of opportunities to shine growing up, or when an opportunity came up and it wasn't safe to do it, or when you were cut down, bullied, laughed at, made fun of, or when you had it and they were taken away, right? Those are all very valid reasons for why it no longer feels natural to allow yourself to feel special. And that can bleed into this search for your business to feel special and to have the realization that it already is because you made it, that inherent value. But we can do the work of acknowledging and working through it, of knowing that it was there, knowing that that was the situation, but not allowing it to keep a hold on us. Yeah. What we need to realize and work through is that what if your uniqueness isn't something you figure out, right? It's not the thing that you are chasing that leaves you running further away from what you've already created, right? That keeps you stuck in that loop. But what if it's something that you actually remember? What if it's already obvious to your perfect clients and all you have to do is listen to them, right? What if how you have built the things that you have and how you care for the people that you interact with is already so perfect, so brilliant for the people that need it, that you just have to have your eyes open to it. And that's what happened to me. Like, that sparked the idea for this episode. Someone reflected it back to me. I got a voice note the other week, and she told me how powerful it was to hear me talk about launching in a way that actually fits you, instead of trying to force yourself into this rigid traditional strategies. She said it was exactly what she needed to hear. And in that moment, like as I was listening to her and she was sharing her story and she was telling me what it meant for her to hear me speak. And I wasn't giving a pitch. I was just kind of plainly talking about what it was, right? And I was saying, I kind of need some ideas and some help with this is where I'm at and this is what I'm thinking and what all of you think, right? I was having that kind of conversation with a group of peers. And she said, this is exactly what I needed to hear. That it was sexy, that it was amazing, that it was that permission that she was after, that she absolutely loves what I'd created. And in that moment, I could feel it. That hell yeah, let's go. That fire, that passion ignited, right? Because the truth is, when I hear other people talk about what I create, when they tell me what stood out to them, it's like my whole energy erupts, right? I go from wondering, is this really that good, to, oh yeah, this is exactly what people need and I need to talk about it more, right? And I know I'm not the only one who experiences this because that's why I hear people ask me about it all the time on coaching calls. Yeah. And I see so many business owners doubting what makes them stand out and trying so many things and hopping from one idea to the next, chasing after this elusive uniqueness, when in reality, they just need a new way of seeing it and playing with this harmony of the business special versus when your own insecurities are kind of dipping back in there, right? Like we were just talking about. So how do you start recognizing your own brilliance and your business brilliance if it doesn't feel obvious? So pause with me for a second. Think about the last time someone thanked you. They messaged you. And they lit up after a conversation with you. Any kind. Personal life, relationship, business, all the above, right? What did they say? 'Cause that's your answer. That's your brilliance. That's what you bring into everything. That's the values that become the foundational baseline of your business, of your offers, of your selling style, of your launch styles, of how you love to create communities, right? It's already there. Sit with it. Feel it. Make note of it. Yeah. And because I love my micro actions, I'm going to give you 3 others that you can take into your daily life. The first one being a continuation of that pause, right? How that you can pay attention to what other people are reflecting back to you. What are they always asking you about? What do they thank you for? What feels obvious to you but blows people's minds? Even little things like, how did you know that? Or, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Like all those little things that people say that you just kind of giggle at, right? What is it? And it's not just well, yeah, I knew that, but it's also, how did you handle the situation? What was the interaction like for them? How did you make them feel? How did you feel when you did it? It's a whole 360, right? It's a whole ecosystem there, okay? And we have to stop waiting for something to feel flashy, okay? Because standing out, it's not about being the loudest, and it's not about being the supposed most unique, right? It's about owning what you do in a way that feels deeply true to you, like in your own damn skin, like where you are fully embodied, you are walking in it. And again, that's back to that harmony between yourself and your business, where whenever you look at what you're building, you see yourself reflected in it. And in the parts that you don't, we audit and we edit it out. Yeah. That's how you stand out. Some of the most impactful businesses, they're not built on being supposedly different. They're built on just being aligned with the owners and the values. And the third micro action, talk about your work. And with that energy of, hell yeah, this is what I do, right? Because the fastest way to get people excited about your offer is to get excited yourself. There's a reason these are like tried and true advice. Talk about it out loud to your pets, your plants, the mirror on your wall, anything. Just say it out loud and notice, how does your voice change, right? Like, what is your inflection like? Do you get kind of shaky? Does your breath speed up? Is your heart racing? Is your palms like all like, and sweaty and shaky, right? Are you like getting physically excited? And in that moment, that's when you write your messaging. That's when you make your replies. That's when you edit your sales page, right? That's when you get ready for those launch events. Okay. That is that like, I am so in this. I'm so excited. I'm all in. I'm ready for this. I feel this. These people are like, they need to hear what I'm saying, right? Hit record and capture it. That is that unedited, raw experience that people need. And when you struggle with those feelings, when you struggle tapping into that, borrow that energy from the people who do see your brilliance. Yeah. Like I did when I got the message And she had this one line where she said, people want to figure out their own way of launching. And that's super sexy how you coach them. Oh my gosh, play that whole thing on repeat. It fires me up. It like, I have started that message. I just want to play it over and over again every time that I go to think about, all right, what is going to happen? How are we going to do this? What are people after? What's some inspiration? And instead of going from scratch, instead of going into doubting, instead of going with, oh, I don't know, what's going to be attractive? What's going to be this? What's going to be that? It's like the entire concept, the entire permission slip, the entire idea, that whole perspective shift. The whole thing is, right? Like you already are. Because the reality is that you don't have to reinvent everything to be valuable. Owning what makes you different, it's not about chasing the flash. It's about standing firm in what's already true for you. Because stability, not novelty, is what creates magnetism. The way you think, teach, support, connect, it's already different because you are as a human, right? That business human harmony. You have to just stop looking for a neon sign to tell you it's special. You have to stop with that distraction and stand firm in what you believe in and how what you've already created reflects it, right? So here's my challenge to you. Start paying attention to what people reflect back to you. Write it down. Keep a list. Stop assuming that because something feels obvious to you, it must be obvious to everyone else. Yeah, you've heard that one before. Remember, your business isn't here to fit into a mold. It's here to shift perspectives, to offer something only you can. So the real question isn't how am I different? It's how am I already showing up as a voice for something bigger? And the next time you find yourself overthinking what makes your business special, just borrow someone else's perspective until you can see it for yourself. Okay? If today's episode hit home, send me a message and tell me one thing you now see differently about your own business and that lovely interconnection between you as a human and the business that you've built. I'd love to hear it. Until the next episode, be well and have some fun. Thank you for joining me here on Digital Business Your Way. Be sure to check out the show notes for all the links mentioned today. And while you're there, I'd love for you to rate and review the show. And if you have a topic or question you want me to answer, I want to hear it. Head to tracypatterson.com/AMA and ask me anything about business. If I don't know it, I'll bring it up with one of my guests. And until next week, be well and have some fun.